a genuine threat to the life of the young Jesus. And God did God did not depend on an angel to preserve him. God knew he had a man he could trust, and that this man would act fast and not ask questions as to preserving the infant baby Jesus. God depended on a man, Joseph. You know, I'm just trying to restrain myself because I had a lot of things that went through my mind. You know, when I read Pastor's notes and I was studying his notes and just pondering on this teaching, Pastor begins by telling us that consider that this was not just any other child. This was God in human flesh. But now, God in human flesh came as a baby. He had to come like one of us. Fit like one of us, become one of us, eat and experience the life of human beings. And at this particular time, Jesus is a small kid. God is a small child. God in human flesh, in a small child. He could not manifest and talk and say, oh, you, we need to run away. He was capable of defending himself because this was God in human flesh. Even as he was a child, he was still God. He knew what was going on. But God had to depend on a human being. God had to depend on Joseph to do the right thing. And God knew that he had a man he could trust, and that this man would act fast and not ask questions as to preserving the infant baby Jesus. Meaning, Joseph was a quick actor. That was one of his strengths. He was quick to take action, as Pastor told us, in the traits of Joseph. That was one of the things that God looked at. You know, there are people, when they are given instructions, they will take their time, they will ponder on them, they will reason out with those instructions, they will even want to involve other people. That's why there are people who are good in nature. They have good character traits, but cannot be used by God. Because when instructions are given, they will debate with them. They will have to go and inquire with other people. But that was not the case with Joseph. Pastor wrote and told us that God depended on a man, Joseph. If the threat wasn't real, God would not have asked Joseph to flee Egypt. And Pastor goes ahead and writes that this highlights one of those many cases in Scripture that God shows that shows God is not running everything in the earth like some people think. Wow.